All right. Does everybody see our little PowerPoint? Cool, cool. Open in the chat so I could see that too. All right. So welcome to our RGDC, which is RG Game Dev Club. We make games. Wow, who would have thought? So, yeah, that's a spirit. Our goal is to create a very open and creative learning space for anybody who is interested in games. You do not have to be in the major. You don't have to be taking any classes. As long as you want to be make games, you're in the right place. I mean, heck, if you just want to see what people are working on too, and you don't want to make games, that's fine as well. So what we usually do is host game-related talks throughout the semester. We've talked about AI in the past, level design, art. We go through a wide range of subjects. We try to get things that aren't usually in class. Hold on, let me kill this antivirus warning. Okay, it's gone. But we try to cover things that aren't usually covered in class, and we try to really understand the industry. So our space is a great place for collaboration. If you guys need help with like Unity or an Unreal, you could ask away in our chats. At this point, our community has a wide range of experience. So we've got some people who are coming in, like some freshmen might have some experience from working with like Unity and Unreal and other dev stuff in the past. We've got like upperclassmen, and we also have alumni in the chat, just like ready to help whenever. Ben, he comes in sometimes for the Unreal questions. He's actually working at Epic right now. Seth comes in at times too. He's working on Elder Scrolls. So we've got a pretty big community with varying experiences. But also don't feel pressured to make games. You're encouraged to make games. We also like to talk about the process and really understand the development process and its different facets. Again, reiterating, if you're not in the major, don't worry, you are welcomed here. Julian, our vice president, is not a game dev major. I forget what he is though. I think it's, where are you, computer science?
Yeah, just computer science.
Yeah, so he just looks at a computer all day. It's not powered on. He just stares at it.
Yeah. I tried
Sorry,
to
other computer science people in the chat. So, who are we? We are the leads. This is our totally real photo of us. Yep. I'm the president, Kaylee. I'm gonna let the others introduce themselves too.
Sweet masks.
Thanks. Am I next?
Yeah, it is your name next on the slide. Good job, Julian.
So, I don't know. I'm Julian. I'm the vice president. I like making games. They're cool. I don't know what else to say.
Kenny's not here, but what you need to know about Kenny is that he likes Fortnite. So if you post about that, then you're in the clear for him. Kenny will be hosting our game nights too. And then Eddie, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Eddie. I'm the event coordinator. So that means I coordinate events. It's pretty self-explanatory. But basically all of our semester-long events, I kind of put my finger in those pies, especially our game jam coming up soon. That's sort of my jurisdiction. I also like making games sometimes.
You know what? Yeah, it is fun to do sometimes.
Only sometimes, though.
Only sometimes. Eddie, you want to talk about these events?
Yeah, on Tuesday night we play video games. It's pretty good. It's a fun time. Usually we do it around 7 p.m. This changes semester to semester, though. It really depends. But usually Tuesday nights at 7. We do a lot of Jackbox. Sometimes it's Among Us. I know people love that video game with those crazy spacemen. But we get together, we have a good time. Usually playing whatever's popular. We've played Fall Guys. We played Apex. It really depends on what people are in for.
I could talk about this one. Thursdays are our club meetings. That's when we do our general presentation. These presentations are run by, oh my God, Seth's in the chat. I'm sorry. Yes, you came in at perfect time. So yes, Seth, we put that empty bullet point there just for you. I'm glad you came into the chat just to see it. But as I was saying, Thursdays are when we host our club meetings. We'll talk about general stuff in game design. We'll cover various topics. We've done presentations on stuff like Pico 8, character design, modding, a lot. We take recommendations. We have open slots, so please send them our way. Feel free to either just say in the chat what you would like to see or DM a lead. Also, we'll have people come in and present so we'll have students present. Sometimes we'll reach out with industry folk. I'm interning at Ubisoft right now, so I'm gonna try to get them for a presentation. Professors might even. If you have a topic that you'd like to present, also feel free to DM us, and we'll get that coordinated. Right, Eddie? The event coordinator?
Yes, I love coordinating events. It's my job.
Oh, there's questions in the chat. Hold up. Can we have a day to talk about do level design or something similar? Yes, we can. I would love to do a level design talk. I think we could schedule that in for sure. It would probably be later in the semester. But yes, we can definitely do level design. I personally really like design heavy talks, so yes. For background and environment art, we could probably look into that too and find another good resource. Also, you don't have to do presentations alone. So if you want to present and you want like a guest or a helper, you can feel free to call a friend to present with you. And again, to reinforce this, you also do not have to be in game design to give a presentation. Ideally, we want it to be connected to game design. So like, at least make your presentation relate to that. But if you have like an interesting topic or something you're really passionate about and want to talk about, you can present on that too. All right, Eddie.
Yeah, Saturdays, more events. Wild, I know. But we have a lot of things going on every week. So we have bi-weekly events. We actually do have bi-weekly events on Tuesdays as well. I don't think we ever updated the slides, but before we move on to the Saturday stuff, on Tuesdays, it alternates between game club, well, game night, and work night, where we just get together and work on personal projects and stuff. Sort of like if anyone's told you about like the labs and maybe Magic or Golisano 2000, people used to get together before COVID hit and hang out in the lab. So we kind of do that every other Tuesday night now. But Saturdays, we've got fun stuff going on. So it alternates every week between Game Club, which is book club for games, where we get together every 2 weeks and we talk about a game that we've played in the past 2 weeks, sort of discussing different design stuff, what we liked, what we can learn from it, what we can take from it as game developers. And we get to vote on, what the game is going to be. So we take some suggestions from people who show up to the game club, and then we put out a poll, and whatever game wins is the next game we play. But the first game club, which will be next Saturday, this Saturday will be a Jumpstart Saturday, will be a special game club about landmarks and Shadow of the Colossus. So it's not required for you to play it, but I highly recommend it. It's a short game. You could probably get it done in a week, but you do not have to play it because this is a general game design discussion we're going to be having. But a new event for this semester is Jumpstart Saturday, and that is happening this Saturday for the first time, where I will be leading a creative exercise every other Saturday. So people can come with nothing and no thoughts, head empty, just bring yourself, bring your creative juices, This is meant to help people sort of get started if they don't have any personal projects they're working on, and they just want to, get in touch with people to work on stuff, or come up with an idea, or get started with that. So, just different creative exercises to, think up some game ideas, get the creative juices flowing, and that'll be every other week.
So, every semester we host a game jam. We are aiming for Halloween weekend because it's a themed jam. We could do this. The stars align. So we would start on October 29th around 7 p.m. We'll give the prompt. And then you guys have from then to our October 31st at 2 p.m. So you guys could still like do Halloween stuff that night. We're not gonna take up all of your like actual Halloween day. We might rent out labs for this event in case anybody needs that, like a space to collaborate. And it's totally not an excuse for me to decorate the labs again. No, I'm not gonna go to Spirit Halloween and get a bunch of cobwebs again. No, why would I do that? No. But yeah, we host game jams every semester. You could come in with a team. You don't have to come in with a team again. Whether or not you have experience with game development doesn't matter. You really shouldn't put too much pressure on yourselves for these events. They're really used as learning opportunities. For example, I went into a game jam one time where I wanted to learn Pico 8, which is a fantasy console engine for those who do not know. And I knew nothing about Pico 8, but I wanted an excuse to learn it. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to build a game around that for this game jam. So you could go in with set goals for yourself and you can learn. Don't feel pressured to have a finished project. Nobody is expecting you to have a finished product at the end of a game jam. The whole idea is to come up with something cool based off of a theme. Anything else I should add about game jams, leads?
Do as many of them as possible. We are not the only place on campus that hosts game jams every semester, I believe. Magic will sometimes point out game jams. You'll get emails if you have the newsletter about upcoming game jams from different organizations. And I also highly recommend, whenever you feel like it, going on itch.io and going to their game jam tab. You'll be able to find every game jam hosted on that site. A lot of them are only a weekend long. If you have the time, do them.
And then to answer a question in the chat, yes, you could use Game Maker Studio for game jams. And we do one jam per semester for RGDC. So this will be the only one for this semester. But again, as Eddie said, we're going around us, there will be more game jams and even hackathons. You can treat hackathons like a game jam. Also, when we host our game jams, we do encourage healthy behavior. Please do not pull all-nighters. I mean, we can't babysit you, but it's not worth risking your health for. Just remember that you should take this easy and just have fun. That's the main idea. Addie, can you link itch.io for the person who asked about the Game Jam site?
Yeah, just plug itch.io into Google and you'll find it.
Cool.
Someone asked if they can make their game in Scratch for the Game Jam, and sure. We have no rules really about what you can submit your game, make your game with, really. As long as it can run on a computer.
I remember Dane's avocado PowerPoint game, Seth.
Yeah, make a game in PowerPoint. That's what we really want to see.
This PowerPoint right now is secretly a game.
If only.
It's Turing
You just
complete.
don't know
Look
what
up the Turing completeness of PowerPoint. Good watch.
Oh my god. So we have. Did somebody start speaking? Because I can answer.
You said it was a website we could check out for game jams or what other things. What's it called again?
Itch.io. Eddie is also linking it in in chat, but it's itch.io.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You'll actually find a lot of indie games on that site, and it's a good place to host your project sometimes. Some people actually put their portfolio sites up there for resumes.
Or link to it from your portfolio. There's lots of ways you can use itch. It's very useful.
But
Okay,
it's
thank
a
you.
great place to find jams. To go over some resources on campus for anybody that's new or has been here for a year and hasn't really been on campus. We've got labs in IGM, so that's the Interactive Games and Media School. Second floor is the game design area. Unfortunately, this place will gatekeep according to whether or not you are in the game design major. But you cannot enter the IGM labs unless you are in the major. Magic is a wonderful place. If you haven't been there, highly recommend checking it out and even just walking through that building. There's drawing tablets there specifically for the game design community. I think the labs are open to more people, so more majors. There's a chance you can swipe in, just test it, because I don't know. I don't have the list of majors for who can go in there. But if you walk into Magic, it's like walking into a production studio or a game studio, and it feels really great. So there's art tablets, like I mentioned. There's the computer labs, which are a really collaborative space. We will rent labs in Magic, and we'll obviously open the door for you when we host the jam. There's the SAU, which is another computer area. SOFA, that one's hit or miss. That one's the animation school. They have drawing tablets as well. We have swipe access to those labs. Their drawing tablets do not have their styluses next to them. You have to go to the cages to get them. You have to be a fine arts major in order to get the tablets. But we have swipe access to the rooms. But we can't rent, some of us can't rent the pens. If you want to use a tablet, I'd recommend going to Magic. Also, Magic in general is a great resource for things outside. Well, it's a great place to network. And also you'll find, I believe it's every Wednesday. It's the first Wednesday and last Wednesday. Rock Game Dev Club will meet there. It's another club. I'll go into it a bit more later, but that's a place where they meet. Software that you will find on the computer is Unity, Unreal, Maya. You'll get the Creative Cloud suite, so you'll have Photoshop. And then in labs like Magic specifically, you'll get Substance Painter, which is like a texture painter for 3D models. Then for communities, as I said, Rock Game Dev is one of the communities that comes to our school. They are a Rochester-wide club. You'll usually see some folks from RGDC over there. And you'll see indie devs present their projects to the group, and it's like really encouraging to see people, what people are working on. It kind of gets you in the mood to work on something, so it's a good motivation booster. We'll also host project sharing in this club, so you'll get that from us as well. Rock Game Fest is held by Rock Game Dev. That is a festival where you just walk around a bunch of tables that have, again, citywide indie games. So it's board games, video games. Sometimes they have other interactive projects. It's really fun to walk around there. Kind of makes you feel like a proud dev for being like kind of in that community. Even if you're not fully working with them, it's just, again, another encouraging experience. Strong Museum of Play. I know some people have interned there. I think a good amount of new media design students have gone there. But what I like about there, and I think a few others do as well, they have a Women in Gaming exhibit, I think every year around March. I think it's March. But it's really cool to see some of the history there. Seth is also given a +1 there. They have also a general video game exhibit, and it's just, again, really cool to see the history of stuff that you've been working on over the years. I mean, you didn't personally work on this project, so you didn't make Mario. I'm going to tell you that right now. But still cool to see. Now, we've got some links for you. This specific sheet is for seeing where club members have worked. That way you could reach out to them. So being a part of this club gives you this resource to talk to alumni from our club, like Seth. Seth, say hi. Give us a hi, either voice or chat. Okay, we got a chat hi from Seth. Say you want to ask about an internship at Epic, you could probably find Ben's contact information, for example, and maybe ask him about it. Or if you have a general industry question for Seth. Seth, you're open to questions, right?
I just realized I was muted. Yes, I am.
Jason, you said where is this in the Discord? I believe it's pinned in jobs, right? Seth, do you know?
What the document?
Yeah,
It is
like where is
not
it?
pinned in
Is-
jobs.
I think it's in the resources.
Okay. Do you think we should pin it in jobs too? That would probably be helpful.
Yeah.
Yes, it's pinned in club resources.
There you go.
So Jason, this is in club resources. If you have been interning in places already, please fill this out. So Jason, I don't think you filled this out yet. Please go ahead and fill out that sheet. If you want to, you don't have to give your information if you don't want to. This is our Discord server link. Most of you are already in here. As you can already tell, we talk about a lot of things. Sometimes we just meme about random things. But what I like about this community is, again, it's another place to share projects. And again, it gets motivating to see what other students are working on. I've asked for help and stuff in there before. I've found collaborators before. I'm currently running an indie project with a team of 11 right now. I've gotten a good chunk of people from there. I don't know if any uprooted people are in this chat. If so, hello. And yeah, you could get general club updates from there as well. The Discord is where we'll host everything else. So all the other events will be on there. The reason why we host our main presentation events on Zoom is because of the room size. Woo, Mert's in here. Mert is an animator for Uprooted. Love to see it. But yeah, feel free to use this as a resource. Please use this as a resource. If you're just getting started in game development, do not be afraid to ask questions, even if you feel like you're asking too many. It's not too many. We all had to start from somewhere. We all had to start from nothing as well. We all use the same Unity tutorials and stuff at Brackies. But yeah, we all also had to learn how to be a game dev. Please ask questions. F's in the chat for Brackies. And also, some of us just really like helping people, so again, don't feel nervous to ask questions. We also have an email list. It's just an extra reminder for what we're doing that week. We'll usually post what Game Club is doing, what this meeting is doing, what game night thing we've been playing, especially if there's a trend going on. You might see Among Us pop up in your emails. I'm sorry. We do love Among Us here. We also usually put up a poll for game night, so you could vote for Among Us. That's why we played Among Us so many times. Or you could vote for other games too. We'll play Jackbox and stuff. We'll also be open to other multiplayer games. For example, I don't know if Eddie said it, but Game Club has done Apex Legends, and then we all decided for game night, we'd all play Apex Legends. But yeah, I think that's all of the resources in this presentation that we have tonight. let me do a time check. It's 7:30 right now. One of the things that we can do is a little bit of project sharing. If you guys would be interested in that. But first, does anybody have any questions? Gonna leave the chat open. Or feel free to shout out a question. When can we start using the labs? You could just go in now and use them. If you are an IGM student, you could swipe into Golisano and Magic already. Magic is more open to other students. So again, I don't know the exact swipe list, but all the labs are open to work with now. I think the labs are usually open till 12, but you won't get kicked out of them until 2. That's the famous quote. Is there any? We don't really have club-wide projects. We'll have some projects come through Magic. So we have the Maker program where you'll get a set of money to go ahead and work on an indie game on your own. Eddie is doing it right now. I've done it before. Also recruited Eddie before, and Mert, and any other uprooted people in this chat. But you'll get a set of funds. You'll have pretty much a semester make a game, and it could count as a co-op or an internship. And you'll be advised throughout production. Magic has gotten production help from Vicarious Visions and right now Rockstar 2. So that's also a great networking opportunity.
I just had my first meeting with Rockstar today, and I'm still de-stressing from that. It's pretty wild, let me tell you. But that's neither here nor there. I just know that Magic Maker, it's sort of like, and you'll find this, for freshmen as you have your, electives open up. It's more like a high stakes version of production studio, and we can talk about that at a later date in a later presentation, because that could be its own presentation with all the stuff that you can do with production studio.
I am also in production studio right now. It's a fun excuse of a class to, well, the class is a fun excuse to work on your game. Also, when it comes to teams, sometimes, so I know the interclub club, we've got weird club names here. The club collaboration club, that's pretty much the full name I think of it.
I think it's Interclub Creative Collaborators. That's the name of the Discord server.
But I know they're considered as a club as well. I think they are.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just know they at the leads a lot.
All right.
But I know that they would be, that's one of the servers that would be really interested in doing a large team project. There's people from Graphic Design Club there, Illustration Club. We can link their club after this meeting. And another place where you'll find teams is through student projects. And you'll see some from classes. Some students will continue projects off of their classes. I don't know how often it happens. Does anybody in the chat who's been here for a bit, are they working on student projects or class projects that have gone outside of class? Seth, I think you might have, right?
Technically.
Technically?
We just kept taking it to other classes.
Okay, so yeah, that's one of the hacks here. Jason, do you have a team for Capstone? You could use your mic too and talk about that if you want.
Yeah, it's still pretty early because it's a full year thing that starts in the fall. But yeah, we have a team of 5 from like our class, but I would imagine we'll need, or we might need some art and sound people down the road. So if that happens, we'll probably reach out to people, in the club and stuff and see if people are interested. So yeah. Capstone
do
is
know-
stressful.
Oh, rest in peace. I do know that we almost started a club-wide project where we were going to do a Smash game with all of our characters from our own games, which would have been chaotic, but also that's a lot of work to make a fighting game.
We should bring that idea back. That sounds great. I don't
Honestly,
remember
yeah.
this.
Like I would love to throw the uprooted characters into this.
I think if we did want to do that, we should like start production on it like now. So
Yes.
at least some of us might have a chance of finishing it in our 4 years at RIT.
That's the challenge. Be the competition to Smash that we need. Yes, Logan. I have a friend that has fudge. I forget what it's called. I think it's rollback netcode. I have a friend who knows how to do that, so we could get that in the game. Bricks and bees as throwable items. Oh my god, this is, I swear, the second time I've seen this week. I forget where I saw it the first time. I think it's in the free game idea channel. Somebody made a bricks and bees joke. For those of you who do not understand what the bees are, you will see random graffiti of bees with a question mark around campus. Do we know who does it? No. Could it be the beekeeping club? Maybe. Do we know? Not really. I think one night they held a bee movie screening. Nobody knows who that organization is, though.
Joseph, to answer your question about if you can use the computers and IGM labs for games, the answer is generally yes, but be respectful of people working around you. That's like the long and short of it. Is like you can do whatever you want on a lab computer as long as it's like legal. Just be mindful of people who are actually like doing schoolwork.
I would
Eli?
also like to add, as somebody who's stayed in the labs to midnight very often, they might stay up until 2, or rather you might not physically get kicked out, but a lot of the lab computers will like force shut off at 12:30. And also campus security might literally like kick you out. So I strongly recommend you leave the labs at midnight.